A child holds a jelly bean between finger and thumb. She pinches her nose shut, closes her eyes and places the sweet on her tongue. For a moment she tastes only sugar, flat, generic, almost blank. Then she releases her nostrils, and a burst of cherry floods her mind, vivid and specific and entirely new. This small experiment, repeated in classrooms and kitchens around the world, reveals one of the strangest truths about human perception. What we call taste is not really taste at all. Most of the flavor we experience does not come from the tongue, it comes from the nose. For centuries, the tongue was treated as the seat of flavor. Anatomists mapped it, poets praised it, cooks worshipped it. Yet the tongue is a remarkably blunt instrument. It detects only a handful of basic sensations, and the richness we associate with food lies almost entirely elsewhere. Scientists today recognize 5 basic tastes on the tongue: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami. The savory note identified by the Japanese chemist Kikini Ikeda in 1908. These 5 categories are the entire vocabulary of the tongue. Everything else, from strawberry to smoked bacon, is built somewhere deeper inside the head. That somewhere is the olfactory epithelium, a small patch of tissue high in the nasal cavity. It carries millions of receptor neurons, tuned to detect airborne molecules. When food enters the mouth, warmth and chewing release volatile compounds. These molecules travel up the back of the throat and reach the nose from behind. Scientists call this backward journey retronasal olfaction. It is the hidden second route to the nose, and it is the true engine of flavor. When people describe the taste of coffee, of wine, of roast lamb, they are describing smells that arrive through this internal channel. The brain, however, insists the sensation is coming from the mouth. This illusion is powerful and persistent. The brain fuses signals from the tongue, the nose, the teeth, and even the eyes into a single unified perception. Neuroscientists call it flavor binding. It is why a strawberry seems to taste of strawberry, when in fact the tongue detects only sweetness and a faint acidity. The proof lies in the pinch. Close the nostrils and the retronasal pathway collapses. Volatile molecules can no longer reach the olfactory receptors. Suddenly, coffee becomes bitter water, chocolate becomes sweet paste, wine becomes sour, astringent liquid, stripped of everything that made it interesting. Anyone who has suffered a heavy cold has felt this loss. Food becomes dull, textureless, almost punishing to eat. Patients often report that they have lost their sense of taste. What they have actually lost is smell. The tongue works perfectly well, the nose has simply gone dark. The pandemic of 2020 brought this truth into sharp public focus. Millions of people infected with the coronavirus reported a sudden collapse of flavor. Researchers traced the effect to damage in the olfactory system, not the mouth. For the first time, a global population began to understand what scientists had long suspected. Taste, as most people use the word, is really smell in disguise. The condition has a name: anosmia. The loss of smell is often invisible, dismissed as trivial next to blindness or deafness. Yet those who live with it describe a profound emptiness. Meals become fuel, memories tied to aroma fade. The intimate scent of a partner, a child, a home, all vanish into a grey, neutral space. The chemistry behind flavor is astonishingly complex. A single roasted coffee bean releases more than 800 volatile compounds. A ripe strawberry contains around 360. The nose does not analyze each one individually. It reads the pattern, the chord, the signature of the whole bouquet, and delivers a single impression to the brain. Food scientists have exploited this pattern reading for over a century. In flavor laboratories in New Jersey, Switzerland, and Japan, chemists build artificial aromas molecule by molecule. A convincing banana flavor requires only a handful of esters. A believable smoke can be conjured from a single compound called guaiacol. The tongue is fooled easily. It is the nose that must be convinced. Chefs have long understood this intuitively, even without the science. Heston Blumenthal at the Fat Duck in Bray engineers dishes that manipulate aroma as carefully as temperature. Ferran Adrià at El Bulli in Catalonia dissolved the boundary between smell and taste with foams, vapors, and perfumed airs. Their kitchens are, in effect, olfactory theatres. Even the humble act of chewing plays a role. Grinding releases warmth and moisture, sending fresh waves of aromatic molecules up the throat. Swallowing pushes a final gust of scent into the nasal cavity. Every mouthful is a small, orchestrated performance, delivering flavor to a nose that most diners have forgotten they are using. Culture, too, shapes what the nose learns to love. A child raised on fish sauce in Vietnam reads its aroma as comfort. A child raised on cheddar in Yorkshire reads pungent dairy as home. The receptors are universal, but their meanings are taught. Flavor in this sense is both chemistry and memory braided together. Memory itself is deeply entangled with smell. The olfactory bulb sits close to the hippocampus and the amygdala, the brain's centers of memory and emotion. A single whiff of an old perfume, a grandmother's kitchen, a school corridor, can summon vivid recollection. No other sense reaches so directly into the past. The French novelist Marcel Proust captured this in 1913 with his famous Madeleine dipped in tea. What he described was not really taste. It was retronasal olfaction, unlocking a childhood he thought forgotten. The tongue supplied the sweetness. The nose supplied the world. And so the simple experiment, pinch the nose, release, pinch again, becomes something more than a trick. It is a small window into the architecture of the mind. It shows how the brain constructs a seamless reality from fragments, and how much of that reality lives in a sense we barely notice. Flavor is a collaboration, and the nose is the silent partner. The child releases her nostrils once more. The cherry blooms again on her tongue, though it was never really there. She laughs, astonished at the deception, delighted by the truth. Somewhere behind her eyes, a lesson has taken root. To truly taste the world, one must first learn to breathe it in.